all you want, but it's there. You saw Todd Bowles' statement. All right, if Baker goes out, tomorrow night they play, right? Yep. And lays an egg, you don't think the job is up in the air because Trask is starting the next game, and if he plays well, he's been playing better than Baker in training camp.
Okay, I disagree.
At least protecting the ball, because look, they still don't have a running game.
Okay, then let me just ask this very quick question.
You got Baker.
Then why?
They had a run game when he made it to playoffs in Cleveland.
Not the starter. They're way more invested in
experience. I think they're just like leaning on Baker's experience.
No, but what?
I would think when they signed Baker, you're thinking he's going to be the starter.
They gave him less than running backs get right now, and running backs are thinking about striking. They get paid so little.
It is the experience. It is the fact that he has been in games and been exposed to NFL football. And has had some success. Yeah. Although not a ton of success, he has had some success. So if I'm going to turn the keys over to my offense to a guy, I'm going to start off with the guy that I feel like can drive this vehicle. That's right. Like, I believe Baker can drive the vehicle. Now, will he get in an accident? Possibly. He's got many.
Baker was the starting quarterback for a team that hung 50 on the defending champs in 2023. That happened in January.
Then why did he only get $4 million? Why has he been bouncing around from team to team like a basketball? Oh, stop. You're lucky I don't have the shirt.
Outrageous.
What, the shirt?
I really the shirt.
Oh,
you got the shirt?
I'm sure
Nick stole the shirt because he wants to wear it.
It was like 3 narratives ago.
No, I'm not all right.
Somewhat. It's just telling it like it is.
Oh, man. Buckle up for this one. 12 short minutes. Afternoon headline sponsored by Ram Trucks. They're built to serve. Joint practice Panthers-Jets yesterday. Here's Aaron Rodgers on Bryce Young. Take a listen.
I love watching him in college. I like his demeanor. I like his movement. I like the way he throws. I trust a guy like Adam. You know, him and I are good buddies for a long time, and he just raves about him. So I think Carolina's in good hands.
Okay. Greg, what do you think the expectations are for Bryce Young this year?
Well, I mean, he's a rookie. The number 1 overall draft pick. I think we all know that. And typically when you're a number 1 overall draft pick, you're going to a tough situation. Defensively, I think they have some promise. Offensively, he doesn't have the help around him to where he's going to thrive. I think he happens to be a good quarterback. I think he happens to be one of the guys that is going to defy all the naysayers and doubters because he's 5'9" and some change and he's a $110 soaking wet, all the things. I really like him at the quarterback. However, when you don't have the pieces around that quarterback, they're going to struggle. That's just simple. He's going to have some struggles, but I think he's going to show some signs that he can be an NFL quarterback and play at a high level in this league.
So listen, he checks every box except for the size. And there's, at that position in this league, I just think it's untenable. I hate to be that bottom line about it. We have never had a quarterback his size succeed for a long time at a high level. Never. The closest, people bring up Flutie. There's a reason Flutie had to go to Canada. There's a reason Flutie had a nice year and a half in Buffalo, and we were so excited by it. Kyler, people are like, oh, Kyler's going to defy expectations. No, he's not. Kyler had a really nice rookie year, and one more nice year, and has gotten banged up the other years. And particularly on a team that, because Greg's right about the number 1 pick thing, usually go to a terrible team. Panthers in a slightly different position because they traded up to get the pick. So now their ability to improve their team is really kneecapped. They don't have a first-round pick next year. They traded away DJ Moore. They traded away last year McCaffrey. So they don't have great weapons. They don't have a great offensive line. It's going to be hard to build those things out. And I worry the young man's going to get beaten the hell up playing behind a bad offensive line with a bad team when he doesn't have the size to deal with it. Like, everyone I've ever talked to, I know my dear friend, our friend Colin knows him, used to do podcast stuff with him. Everybody speaks so highly of him. And he was great in college. I just think he's too little.
I agree more with Greg. I mean, he's going to struggle this year. But if Frank Reich is there, I think obviously he's a quarterback whisperer, so I think he can help him. And Kyler, look, we know Kyler obviously doesn't study film the way he needs to. He's had an attitude problem with teammates and people in the organization. I think this guy's different. I think those are part of the reasons Kyler struggled. Now, Kyler was a great runner, so that was a lot of his success. and that's not necessarily Bryce, but I'm going to give him a chance to succeed. I liked him a lot out of college. I liked C.J. Stroud more, but I do think with Wright there, he's got the talent. Look, they're going to struggle this year, but I think he'll show you that he can be a franchise quarterback going forward.
Just real quick, even if Kyler lived in the film room, it would have been banged up the last couple of years.
Well, he had the injury.
But he got hurt in the open field.
Yeah, so this
take
is
a
what I
massive-
don't
No,
like.
but the previous year he got hurt.
A smaller guy gets hurt at that quarterback position, and we say, "Oh, they're too small." This is what happens when you have a small guy.
Yeah.
Everybody gets hurt. This is a league that is 100%.
Lamar's
You're
been hurt
100% guaranteed to be injured.
Yeah, but hold on. One of the concerns about Tua coming into the league was his size. And I understand because he has suffered concussions, people are like, oh, well, that's not because of his size. But I don't know that I agree with that. Tua, when we have seen him suffer at least some of the concussions, he gets ragdolled because he is a slighter guy and he gets thrown around in a way that bigger quarterbacks don't, that Justin Herbert won't. Now, it doesn't mean those guys can't suffer a concussion, but it is not a ridiculous thing to say. The smaller and the slighter you are, the greater risk of injury you are subjected to in a contact collision sport. Like, that's obvious that Josh Allen can take a hit that a lot of other quarterbacks can't. Why? Because he's bigger than the guys hitting him.
I agree.
Target.
And so, okay, well, yeah. It's almost why I hate saying this, because it's nothing he can do about it. He can't improve it. It's not like I'm going to work hard at this. Until I need to see it to believe it. And in my life watching football, I've never seen it.
Okay. Tyreek Hill last year, 1,700 yards, 17 games. Per game, 27-yard jump over his last year with the Chiefs. He wants to make another jump this year, Greg, to get to 2,000 yards. Take a listen.
My job is really easy. I just got to stay healthy. I just got to, keep my attention to detail and just know where to be at on the field at all times for my quarterback. And I'll be able to make those plays to get where I want to be at, which is 2K, man.
Okay. Over, under 2,000 yards.
Under.
Wow.
I know. It's just so hard to do.
Never been done.
It's never been done. And I mean, if there's a guy that could possibly do it, yeah, I think he could possibly do it, but I'm going under simply because he was on pace. You need everything to work in your favor.
Of course.
Everything to work in your favor. You can't get injured. You have to be on almost every game. Your quarterback can't get injured. In this situation, in this system with him, it could happen. It's the likelihood of it happening was this past season. Mm-hmm. And for me to sit here and say, oh, he'll trump that, he'll get on top of yeah, that's hard.
But the reason I think, listen, somebody's going to do it. 17-game season, someone's going to do it.
Eventually.
We've had 6 guys go for 1,800 plus. 2 of them in the last 2 years since we went to 17-game seasons. We've had 11 instances of 1,700 yards. 3 of them in the last 2 seasons, one of them being Tyreek, because of the extra game. So Tyreek went 1,700 with bad quarterback play for almost half the year because of the injury to Tua. So I don't know if he'll do it or if Justin Jefferson will do it. I mean, Cooper Kupp, we saw almost do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that threshold is going to get knocked down. What I will say works in Tyreek's favor, Brew, is he doesn't miss games. He's missed 7 games in his career, and 4 of them happened right at the beginning of the 2019 season. Aside from that, the guy basically never misses games, so he's available. I would take the under, but it's absolutely on the board.
Yeah, I mean, the safe bet is go under, but I think it's possible. Like you said, 1,700 yards, Tua missed 4 games, I believe. And so if Tua is healthy, I think that's a big key. If Tua is healthy the entire season, I think it's possible.
See, I think the offense is going to look a little bit different. I don't think that they're just going to be – it's going to be a track meet out there
run it
simply
more?
because of Tua's situation. He's going to be smarter. He's going to get rid of the ball. So you got to hold on to the ball a little bit. I know Tyreek is fast, but to allow those routes to develop, you got to let those guys get down the field. He can make big plays.
To be the first person.
I mean,
That's what he wants.
It's not that. It's not that at all. I love Tyreek.